Great. Today's conversation is going to be about letting go. Why is letting go so hard? I'm sure all of us who are here have struggled with this at least once in our life, where we find it's really hard to let go of, certain things, certain people, certain way of behaving, and tons of things, right? So, letting go is something which most of us struggle through, and that's what we are going to talk about today, right? That why is it so hard? And you all are invited to, chime in the conversation. So it's going to be a two-way conversation. All of us will keep it ongoing. We will interact and we will talk. You all are welcome to share your experiences, ask your questions, or share any story of how you let go of something. Anything that can inspire all of us here. So when it comes to letting go, right, and be it letting go of um, our own emotional states, be it guilt, shame, or any kind of pattern that we have, any kind of attachment that we have to things and people, to past, it becomes a challenge at times because um, the pattern that we are talking about is kind of, even though no matter how much uncomfortable it is or how much it is keeping us back in life, keeping us back from living truly, uh, still it is in our comfort zone. We all as humans have a natural tendency to avoid change because change is so uncomfortable. Change is, we don't like change, and change is kind of going in the arena of uncertainty because even though we know that that change would be good, we still sometimes feel that I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I don't know how would I deal with this situation if I let go of this. So a lot of times we keep holding on to the same old stories because those stories are known to us. They at least provide some kind of meaning to our lives, some kind of um, worth to explain why we are avoiding something or not doing something, and all of these stories that go on. So we even sometimes start deriving our identity out of the stories that we have in our life, because those stories are something that we feel is what we are made up of. So if I let go of the pain that I've had, if I let go of the suffering that I've had, then I have no means to explain to somebody else that who I am. I have no means to connect with other people. And that is the only means we have derived for ourselves till now in our lives to, even share with people. And those are so many different things that we keep holding on to so hard. So that's just a little bit, in different directions where letting go goes. But letting go exactly is not related to people or situations, but it is more about our own thoughts, emotions, patterns that we keep holding on to. The same stories, the experiences that we have, those are the things which we are actually holding on to for so long, right? So the platform is open for all of you. Anything you would like to ask or share about letting go, wherever you feel stuck, or any experience or story or anything, right? So, anybody who would like to chime in, who would like to speak, you can raise your hand or you can just unmute yourself and start talking.
So, Anamika, my
Yes,
story
Divya.
is, I mean, share that I don't let go. I hold on, I cling on.
I
Never.
actually cannot hear you, Divya.
So I would
Can
really
anybody
want to
else
leave.
confirm? Is it a problem from my
Mm,
side?
no, no, can't hear.
No, we can't hear.
Is it better
Yes,
now? I've
yes,
taken my
yes,
phone off
it's
the
better.
speaker. Yeah. Acha, acha. So, Anamika Nakarma, the thing that I need to work on is that I don't let go. I cling on to a person, to the situation, and as you said, I make it a definition of my life. Actually, you made me reflect, and yeah. So I really need to learn to let go of. Uh, so yeah. So even for decades, I would hold on to the memories of that person. I would parallelly live my current life, but that person or that situation, although I feel that it is not affecting me, but I know now, after our various calls, I've understood that it is actually affecting me. It is making me who I am. So I really would like to learn from various experiences how to exactly let go of and let it not define what you are, who you are. So I would like to learn from you all. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing, Divya.
Yeah.
So, whenever it comes to, these kind of situations in our lives, and even though, like you very correctly said, then even though the situations have passed, the people have gone away in our lives, and none of those things actually exist in our life, like in the physical sense. But the thing is that they're as alive in our mind, right? Maybe not consciously. Yeah, so a lot of people say that I don't think about it, I don't think about any of those things, but it's still alive. It has not gotten processed, it has not gotten anywhere. It's still like a living memory in the subconscious. So the moment you turn the button on, it's like you go back in the past, and as if it feels like you're reliving the whole situation again. Yeah.
And I tend to attract the similar situations again with different set of people, with different geographical sets, with the different total situation. I tend up attracting the similar kind of pattern of not letting go with new set of environment and new, yeah. So yeah, I would want to hear from all of you as to how to overcome this, how to solve this. Am I the only one who needs to work on this, or it happens with most of us?
It happens to most of us. It happens to most of us is because it's not like we are doing all of these things intentionally. A lot of times it's just our basic default response mechanism. Like our basic response mechanism, every time anything goes wrong is fight or flight. So we either run away from the situation, or we just burst and we start fighting in the situation, get into the fighter mode. So when it comes to letting go, so the simple thing is that the letting go has gotten completed when we have brought like total acceptance to whatever thing we were holding on to. And that total acceptance doesn't mean just at the level of mind, that we just say that I have accepted it, it's fine. And but the moment it comes up, and then the same things start coming up on the surface again. Total acceptance as in you're completely at peace with it and you're undisturbed by it. So even if the same person or the same thing comes in front of you, uh, that doesn't mean that you won't feel uneasy or discomfort, but you won't be disturbed the same way you were being disturbed, and you have the capacity to handle the situation very differently than how you used to handle it before. So when it comes to acceptance, acceptance is the last stage of grieving, right? So when we have completed the grieving process for ourselves, so every time when we let go of something, so why we hold on to things is because we have taken those things as a part of our identity, as a part of ourselves. And letting go of those things also means that also feels to ourselves that we are letting go a part of ourselves, and that feels very painful, right? In actual sense, it's not letting go of any part of ourselves, it's actually very counterintuitive. It means that acceptance of that part of you which feels like that. But to the subconscious, to the default mode, to the child in us, it feels as if, we are losing our identity. So we don't go in the grieving process. If we go in the grieving process, we will for some time also grieve about, the identity that we feel that we have lost. So that is something which we are actually grieving about. And throughout the whole process, when we have gone through it properly, we have processed our emotions, we have not run away, we have also not participated it in the same way, and then, letting go becomes kind of an effect, kind of a result, kind of an outcome of, the whole grieving process, which was done in awareness. Yeah. I guess, yes, Divya, you're saying something.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with you, Anamika.
Yeah. Thank
With
you.
the identity part, yeah, with the grieving part. Hmm.
Yeah. So that's just a basic of, letting go. Let's also hear from other people. Maybe others have, more stories to share which we can relate with. Payal, your hand is up. You want to add something or share something?
Yeah, yeah. Hi everyone. So, yeah, the same with me. It's very difficult for me to let go. I think it's a very comfortable space that we are in when, so we don't want to let go because we don't. I feel I don't have the courage, or I fear that will I be able to survive or handle things if I let go of that situation or that person or that relationship. And maybe I don't I feel it is not only the bad things, maybe some good memories also, because when you're holding on too much to even the good things, so you're living in that mode, you don't want to come out of it. Like I live too much in my past, whether it is a good memory or it is a bad memory, so it kind of doesn't let me move forward. So I think maybe because I lack confidence in myself, that will I be able to handle it, and I have problem letting go of my own limiting self beliefs. That am I good enough? I try very hard to overcome them. So what should I do about it? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But I don't know, when you were talking, and I was just, recently watching Big Bang. And there is, this very nice example in it, although it's not related to this topic in that, but I'm still going to link it here. So, have you heard of this, science example that we used to study as a child of Schrodinger's cat? Have you heard of it by any chance?
Oh no.
Okay, so in Schrodinger's cat, test, what used to happen is there is a small cupboard, and inside that cupboard there is, a pouch of poison, and you put a cat in it, inside the cupboard, and poison, and you close the door. And there are now two scenarios that the cat might, somehow open the packet of poison, and the cupboard will be full of poison and the cat will die. And another scenario is that the cat will not touch the poison, and it will not open up, and it will be alive. And now, how do you know that the cat is dead or alive? How do you test that?
We'll have to open the cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be, the cat might make some nuisance or in the inside the cupboard. Then also we'll come to know.
Yeah, but anyway, for us to determine anything, we'll have to open the cupboard.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So we don't know until, you won't be able to know this or get this answer beforehand. So at least, I won't say it's because it's not possible for us that to look at the whole path and see that what's going to be at the end of the journey. Although we all can tell you, but you
Yeah.
will know only when you take that path. So,
Yeah, actually, I think
just
fear of the future is also what holds us to the past, or finds it difficult, or makes it difficult for us to let go.
yes, yes,
Also,
definitely.
yeah, and also I feel of what I could relate from you all that fear of loss also. For me, letting go means losing someone, and I can't bear loss. So I don't know. Yeah.
Hmm. Right, right. And this person, um, okay, so whatever, maybe a person that you're afraid to lose. So even if you let go, and you lose the person, right? Then the thing is that the person was actually not there in the first place. And even if you let go and that person still stays, that means that person is meant to stay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that letting go is not letting go outside, right? Letting go is letting go inside, letting go of our attachments to, whatever thing we are trying to hold on. And then once we have let go of things inside, outside there are two scenarios: people might leave, people might not leave. If they leave, then they were meant to leave, and if they don't, then they were just meant to stay. But then we keep um, our inner space also very clouded, because we think that if we do this kind of a thing, then we will let go of people. So a lot of people keep carrying on, the guilt. Even we keep on holding on to our guilt and any pattern that we have, because of the same reason that maybe we are going to lose other people. Yeah, but then we don't see the cost that we are paying every single day by somehow, it's hanging by the thread, such a small, tiny thread. And we keep trying to give our best so that, I don't lose it one day, another day. But the thing is, such kind of people, aren't we going to lose them someday? Maybe not today, but someday. Yeah, Seema, your hand is up. Anything you want to add? You're on mute, Seema, in case you're talking.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I'm unmuted. I actually just removed my hand.
Okay.
So sorry. So yeah, just wanted to share my experience of letting go. So just wanted to share that. So when I started understanding what letting go is, first thing that I understood was that what I'm not able to let go is not the difficult emotions that I'm feeling, but it's more of the attachment. You know, the attachment that I have with that person, and I'm so afraid to let go of that attachment. Not that because person may have gone or may have not, but at a distance. But what I'm afraid is more of not letting go my attachment, and followed with not accepting the fact that this is not working with me anymore, in the sense that when I say that I have to let go, so the difficult thing that I go in my inside me is, oh my god, I have to let go. Oh my god, I might have to let go my control also. And so these are the two things that I feel when I was trying to let go and was not able to, was because I was not able to let go my attachment. And when the person has already moved on, but I was clinging on to the attachment, to the memories, which were like creating the emotions in me, which wanted some kind of healing. And but I was not ready to face my difficult emotions, because the fear inside me was more greater than the acceptance. And the second thing that I felt was, every time when we have to let go something, it comes with the letting go of your control and coming in total surrender. And sometimes taking a leap of faith in that situation, that where I'm standing, whatever I'm trying to cling or getting attached to is already not serving me. So let me just take a leap of faith. And sometimes we have to borrow the faith also from people. I have done in my situation when I even didn't believed in myself that yes, this is going to help me, I still took some courage, collected some courage that I want to, because every time it's like I'm the one who's circling in my difficult emotions, running away from my feelings. And what is happening? I'm just clinging to that attachment, and it's just become a repetitive pattern in me. And so, yes, it needs to let go of your attachment for me, and to surrender at every stage where you are not able to control the situation. So I think many times I've seen from a distance and been observant in relationships is that, there are times when two people are not able to work out the relationship, but their fear of losing each other, when even the relationship is not working, they're just clinging to each other, making the relationship so toxic. But the attachment that they have gone through is not letting them separate and let go of the past and move ahead. So they keep on, carrying forward with that kind of attachment with them, and just clinging day by day, months, years pass by. And then I think one fine day, when the environment doesn't support and the emotions are like outbursts is happening, you have to let go. And in that space, I guess, whether you like it or not, but you are surrendering somehow automatically, and you are stepping forward. But I think we can save ourselves from that stage and let go in the first place when things are not working, and try to see in look inside that why I'm not able to do it. That's all I wanted to share, Anamika.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Seema. I mean, it was beautiful what you said. Yes, I mean, it's so true that, whenever it comes to letting go, so we are letting go of something known, and no matter how uh, bad the situation is, it's still known, right? So every time we let go of something, this surrender that you're talking about, it is going to feel like you're falling in the abyss, falling in the abyss as if it doesn't have an end. In the beginning, when you're letting go of something, um, that's what it would feel like, right? And that courage we all have to show, once we get that clarity that आगे क्या होगा ये तो नहीं पता, right? What's gonna come, I don't know, but at least this is not something that I want. And what's gonna come, I don't know, but I would only know if I open the cupboard and see if the cat is dead or alive. That is the only way for me to know it. And that's going to be painful, that's going to be scary, that's going to take tons of courage. But
हाँ, yeah, Anamika, and kabhi kabhi people know that they have to let go, but they're not doing it. So I guess that's what I was talking about. That एक stage आता है where you automatically have to surrender, because maybe that cat is like, is spreading such a good, nice smell around your house, or something is stinking so bad that you have to, whether you want to or not. But
true.
so then I have seen most of the people taking action at that time, when there is like idhar bhi jaoge to khaiye, idhar bhi jaoge to khai. Now you have to walk on this single pakdandi, so automatically surrender bhi karenge. So I think before reaching that stage, you can always master that courage in yourself. I've done it, though it's not easy. But when we come across the other side, it's like you are like, wow, what I was doing with myself. I mean, what did I do? Like, I wasted a complete 6 months on this thing. So that is what I used to look, and I used to like, wow. But I used to be like, okay, at least I mastered the courage and started looking at it. What is it not that serving me anymore?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, it's like, okay, I forgot what I was going to say. But
Did I interrupted you in between?
no, 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 no. Okay, I forgot. Anyways, yeah, let's continue. Lata, your hand is up. Anything you want to say? Okay. Lata's hand is down. Anybody else has
Sorry,
anything to add?
sorry, I thought I was unmute. Yeah, yeah. I was actually speaking on mute. So hi,
Okay. Okay.
everyone. Hi, Anamika. So
Hi.
one thing is, before talking about the letting go, why we need to let go. it comes, I think, from the attachment to a pleasant feeling, be it to a thing, to a habit, to a person that once that person had given and made you feel, very good at that time. So it is clinging to not that to that person or a thing, be it, I mean, if it is a habit like smoking, or a person, a partner, or maybe a son or something, so it is attachment to a pleasant feeling that was given at, quite a long time, or maybe a day as well, because sometimes people just fall in love in a day, right? And then they think about the same day over and over for years. So it is attachment to that pleasant feeling, and we want that pleasant feeling to continue, in our lives, and that is when we remain stuck on that, and we can't let go that thought, or you know um that I think the happiness that thing had given. So I think it is more of a habit that happens, to clinging to that, person or habit. So letting go is, obviously, uh, it comes afterwards, because before letting go we have to see why that attachment was there. That attachment was with there, then instead of focusing on letting go, uh, I feel we have to replace it with something, which gives same kind of or same level of happiness or a pleasant feeling. Then only we can replace it, be it some habit. Suppose if some person is a smoker, is not able to let go of his habit of smoking, right? So if you allow, I think in some time maybe, I can share a few stories as well that I was, I know of, in which the people get that much habit that, they damage themselves because they are not able to let go of those habits, because it is a pleasant feeling. It is smoking, everyone knows it. It creates a bad smell and all, but the pleasant feeling is what they are used to it. If someone is drinking, it is the afterwards that pleasant feeling, or whenever someone is together, it gives, we are associating it with people, when, you know or that, if some event is happening, then there will be drinking, or if going out with the friends, it means a happy time or a happy time. So we are actually attaching those things to the moments, to the pleasant feeling that we will be getting with that person or a thing. So we have to work on those, attachment, or replace it with something else to let go of. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Lata. So what you're saying makes sense, that why we are not able to let go is because we are clinging on to either clinging on to the pleasant things and trying to avoid the unpleasurable things, unpleasant things, painful things. So the whole life goes on with either running behind pleasure and trying to avoid pain. Now the thing is that what you're saying is a good management solution, but the thing is that we cling to things because, first of all, we don't see beauty in the present moment. We don't see beauty in the now. We are not living. We don't feel full. We feel incomplete. We feel unloved. We feel unworthy. We feel unappreciated, unaccepted. We are so empty inside, right? And that is why we have to look for all of these external stimuli. We have to attach ourselves so much to pleasure to at least get some moment of relief, right? Now the thing is that what you're saying is a good management study, because what you can do is you can replace your unhealthy habits with the healthy habits. But the truth is that habits are habits, right? Be it healthy or unhealthy, because good or bad is our own definition. So I'm not nowhere denying that eating healthy food is the same as eating unhealthy food. That's true. But still, our focus is on managing the situation, not healing the situation, right? So even if we cling to, another kind of pleasurable thing in place of, the previous one. But our focus is still outside. We have still not focused inside. We have still not focused where the actual problem lies. Now, what happens? It's not a problem if we can keep doing it 24/7, right? But the thing is, the truth is that life is life, and it's going to throw problems. It's going to throw tons of all of those things, because no one moment is the same as another, right? And then when that moment arises, we again, because our inside is so full with, all of those things, our cup is so full of, all the bitterness and poison and whatever we carry from our lives, the same thing is going to come out because we didn't focus there at all. Yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense. I was just, adding on what I feel about this.
Uh,
Does that make sense?
yeah, Namika, but yeah, we are still, discussing we have to let go, we have to surrender, but how? Again, the question is how, right? So each thing
Hmm.
is different, be it a habit or be it a person or anything, why we are clinging. Maybe it is an unpleasant feeling. Someone got hurt and not able to move on from that unpleasant feeling. It can be anything, right? Some get into the trauma and it then comes into their mind again and again. They give them nightmares, right? So I think it is because of the the feeling that had appeared or that had the traumas are because if someone gets hurt or be it emotionally, physically, so that feeling, it remains in the back of the mind for long. So how, I mean, how to get rid of that is, I think, uh, we need to uh, think on and contemplate on how to change the pattern to move on from it so that it doesn't impact even if the same thing is happening. If the smoker is wants to leave the smoking, even the cigarette is nearby and fetchable, but still not touching it, is then I think when the person is getting true freedom from it, or if the person is afraid of something, and if that person, if the thing or anything is can give fear or unpleasant feeling, if the thing comes suddenly in front of that person and that person is not getting impacted, is when the true freedom will come by conquering that feeling of to not to happen again. Is I think we need to think on how to do it.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. So, like I was saying in the beginning, that, letting go of anything is actually an outcome, right? So it's not that, you will sit today and you will say that you will start chanting that I let go of this, I let go of this. You can do that. Anybody can do that. But the thing is that when we do those kind of affirmations, we are still focusing on the same thing that we are trying to let go of, right? And then we get into it even deeper, and then so we keep thinking about, let's suppose, you somebody says that don't think about monkeys, and all you can think about is monkeys, right? So letting go is more of an outcome. So anything, be it acceptance, be it letting go, be it forgiveness, be it all of these terms are just outcome of you healing yourself, right? And that doesn't mean that, when situations arrive in life, we won't get hurt and we won't get all of these all the dense emotions and all of those things. But um, the thing is that we won't be carried away by all of those things. So we will just feel whatever is required to be felt. We will go through the grieving process in a lot of awareness, in a lot of with a lot of understanding that what's happening. So the only difference is that of doing it in awareness is that you're only responding to the situation, right? And even if, past things come up and you have started now, mulling over your past and doing all of those things, you're still seeing all of those things in awareness. But when we don't be aware and we don't see it for what it is, then at that point of time we just uh, you know start getting into the same responses that we have given of the fight and flight. So the whole point of how to is to go on and understand that where this thing is coming from.
Anamika, I think it will be easier if you take an example and explain because it's becoming too theoretical.
Sure, Karma. Sure. So let's suppose that we are trying to let go of. Let's suppose we had a relationship and that got broken, and we are trying to let go of the trauma that has come from that relationship. Now, two things are possible: that there is still going to be pain when it comes to breaking up of relationships. But the thing is that whether we are trying to bypass it in different ways and distract ourselves here and there, or we process it and we look into it, if we are if traumas are getting triggered, if negative beliefs are getting triggered, if we are taking it so personally that I'm unworthy, I don't deserve it, if all our insecure attachment styles are coming up on the surface, that means that there is also something that needs healing in us, right? And uh, be it something which is coming from the insecure attachment style or the secure attachment style, losing relationships will cause pain, right? But the only thing is that we won't keep again clinging on to the same situations over and over again, so we would be still saying goodbye to those people. Hmm? But there's no clinging involved in that situation.
Um, I know a few hands are up, but just to add on to this, when we are talking about, am I audible?
You are.
Okay. When we are talking about letting go, then there are two things. So, like you're talking about the how part. So, to do that, there are two parts that need to be done. One is obviously where it is coming from. So, as we have focused a lot in our previous calls on knowing about your insecure attachment styles and knowing about various kind of wounds that we accumulate, the mother wounds, the father wounds, the wounds from our siblings, relatives, teachers, all that. So, growing up, we have accumulated a lot of these things which has shaped us in a way who in a person who gets attached very quickly to things. So that is the first part of the how is to understand those insecure attachment styles and working on them, removing those blocks. Until those blocks are removed, there is a very good chance, and I don't want to say 100%, but it's almost 100%, fall in the same trap again. So it's very easy for us to focus on the other person and think that it's because of the other person this is happening, but it's usually not the case. It is who we have become in the process in life, and we keep falling in the same trap. So that's the first part. Second part of this is the closure part, which is healing the grief. So we obviously losing something. So losing uh, itself needs to be completed. And often people link grief to losing a person. But when we lose a significant relationship in life, lose they are transitioning, or we lose our identity, those things also require closure. So though until we become aware of these two things and work on these two things and heal those two parts, there is a very good chance that neither we will be able to let go nor we will be able to avoid falling in the same trap again with a different person. Is that answering your
Ye-
question, Lata?
Yes, somewhat, Karma. Thanks for answering that. Yeah, I feel there are some more additions could happen apart from forgiving, and the another one you said is working on the insecure or contemplating on that type of relationship. right? So
Okay.
if, yeah, I
I want
think
to say something on forgiving part that you
yeah,
mentioned.
yeah.
So I'll take an example of this one, a real life example. One of our clients, we were working with her. So we finished working with her last month. She was from US, but recently moved to India. So we started working with her, and she was in a very toxic relationship, extremely toxic relationship. Uh, when we started our engagement with her, and after 3 months of engagement, when we were finishing, the last day, in our last session, she was talking about this, that she felt that she has come 95%. 5% was remaining, and what was remaining was that she was saying that somewhere I still, she still enjoys knowing that this person who has been so horrible to her, somewhere she still secretly enjoys the part that something bad is happening to him, or he's suffering in some way, or karma will get him, or something like that. So she was still in that mode that it is still there. That 5% part was still remaining. And she was asking again this thing, how do I let go? How do I forgive and all that? So I asked her this question, and again, this question I asked, and this question is for you and for everybody else on the call. Uh, I asked her that in these 3 months that you have worked with us, are you happy where you have got to? And she said, yes. And I asked, in what way? So describe your transformation in these 3 months. So then she described then the kind of person she has become. She feels more independent. And now when she is dating and going on out on dates, she's still single. So she's going out on dates and all that. She says, I can very quickly now pick the red flags. In one or two meetings itself, I can pick the red flags, and I know whether to go ahead or not to go ahead. And she feels very liberated from that, that it saves so much time and energy. Things that she do not recognize before, or even if she recognized, she was not able to act on it and all that. So now she feels very confident to say no, set healthy boundaries and all that, because now she understands. So it's thinking, and she feels very okay to do that. Doesn't feel any guilt or anything like that. So she feels it saves so much time and energy. If this person is not good, not good. So she was describing the changes that she has seen. Then I asked her that, would you have taken this journey? Would you have taken this work of transformation, whether with us or somebody else, doesn't matter. Would you have gone on this journey if this guy wouldn't have come in your life? If he wouldn't have been that horrible to you and everything? I said, no, I probably wouldn't have done. So then if we join the dots, we say that I have I am very happy with where I am now. Obviously, the process has been chaotic. The process has been turmoil, filled with a lot of confusion, emotions, a lot of crying, a lot of this, that. Looking at where she is after 3 months, is she resenting it? Is she not happy with where she got? And she was like, no, I would not give this up for anything. Like, this is the most beautiful thing that I have got to, and I really appreciate where we have got to and all that. Then I said, then this person came in your life and gave you this gift. Without this person coming in your life, being such horrible person with you the way he was, you wouldn't have got up and done anything. You wouldn't have become this kind of woman you have become today. That you already acknowledge. So only because he came in your life and he did whatever he did, you are where you are right now, and you're very happy with that. So he gave you this gift, and in return gift, you are expecting that tomorrow he get hit by a bus, if something bad happens to him and all that. This is the return gift that you are giving him. So what is there to forget and what is there to forgive? This person gives you such a beautiful transformation. Because of that, you wouldn't do any of this. Is that something you would be forgiving him for, or is that something you should be feeling grateful and gratitude for him? And that was the moment when that 5% is also completed. So she just, on the spot, she just got it. Yeah, that makes total sense. I have been looking at it from that angle of that. But yeah, but the kind of person I have become and where I have got to, this whole transformation, I wouldn't have done it if this person wouldn't have been in my life, and he wouldn't have been that way. So actually, there is nothing to forgive him for, because he actually did me a great favor, in fact. So I should be thanking him rather than feeling angry about it. Just still feel angry about it. If you're still saying, I want to forgive him, then somewhere you are still questioning the whole transformation. You're still saying, yeah, I'm happy where I got, but you're still focusing that, but why did I need to go through it? You needed to go through it because you needed to become this kind of woman. And someone had to come in your life as a catalyst to do that. So this person came in your life as a villain, did whatever he did. But if we don't use that opportunity to from ourselves and we stay in where we are, then obviously for the rest of our life we will feel remorse, we will feel anger, we will feel that something wrong has been done to us. We are not looking at the collateral beauty of this thing. We are not looking at what is the beautiful side of this tragedy. And once you see the beautiful side of this tragedy, you cannot focus on the tragedy after that, because then the tragedy doesn't exist. Then there is nothing to forgive. That person doesn't need your forgiveness. That person needs your thanks.
Yeah. So, so if the memories are unpleasant, we can definitely, look into the gratitude and find the reasons, and see how it has transformed our life. But what if uh, memories are pleasant? If the person was very dear, and after, if it is attached to very nice memories, and if that person then leaves you, right? And then what happens? Then how to let go of, because then you are attached to that pleasant feelings, and once that person moves out or leaves, you want to feel the same feelings again. Then how to go about it? Because then gratitude, I think, will not work at that time. Only thing will be like, the sadness, the missing part will be there, and it will be difficult to let go of
This
that
is
person who was once
correct,
dear to you. Yeah.
correct. So a person who has not worked on their insecure attachment style
Hmm. Hmm.
would be using this language. That's what I can tell you.
Hmm.
Only a person who has not looked at see, every person is good and bad. There is no such thing as 100% good or 100% bad.
Hmm.
So even the most horrible person, मतलब रावण का भी एग्जाम्पल ले लो तो उसमें भी थोड़ी अच्छाइयाँ तो थी ही. सीता को
Correct.
उसने बड़ी अच्छी तरह रखा था, वॉज वेरी रिस्पेक्टफुल एंड ऑल दैट. तो इसका मतलब क्या, सीता उसके पास ही रहती,
Hmm.
राइट? सो ये तो होगा ही ना. हर इंसान में थोड़ी बहुत तो अच्छी चीजें होती हैं. ब्रोकन क्लॉक इज ऑल्सो राइट ट्वाइस अ डे. तो आप रखोगे क्या, उसको फिक्स नहीं करोगे क्या?
Hmm.
तो if your focus is still on that, that is showing me very clearly an insecure attachment style, because you're overlooking the wrongdoings of the other person. You're overlooking the wrongdoing. Just because someone was good to you in one area, what does it give them a ticket to be bad with you in 5 other areas? You can feel gratitude for the person if they're good. So good है तो appreciate करो. Good है तो इसका मतलब थोड़ी कि उन्होंने 2 चीजें अच्छी कर दी तो 4 चीजें आपके साथ बुरी करेंगे.
Hmm.
That is a sign of a person who is not healed yet, who doesn't know how to set healthy boundaries, who has not seen the insecure attachment style and has not come out of it. क्योंकि once you come out of it, you understand कि ये तो है, इसमें इसमें इसको इतना बड़ा क्यों बनाना. कि अगर
Hmm.
कोई
Yeah.
किसी ने अच्छा किया है और अच्छी मेमोरी है तो बढ़िया है, तो रिमेम्बर इट एंड ऑल दैट. बट देन देयर वर सो मेनी रॉन्ग डूइंग्स दैट वर डन. तो ये 2 अच्छी चीजों के लिए 8 बुरी चीजें भी आप एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हो.
Yeah.
So that is where you are stuck.
Yeah. So I what I understand is from the conversation is like, if the memories are bad, then we should practice gratitude. If the memories are good, then we should go for the grievance and, for
नहीं नहीं नहीं
for,
नहीं नहीं
for
नहीं नहीं
grief
नहीं
and sorry,
नहीं 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 नहीं
forgiving.
नहीं नहीं I am not saying practice gratitude. There is no such thing as practicing gratitude.
Hmm.
Practicing gratitude will never work.
Hmm.
So gratitude has to come, not practiced. So जब आप ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल जर्नी ले लोगे और जब आप वो बन जाओगे जो आपको बनना है, जहां आपको पहुंचना है, तो ग्रेटिट्यूड अंदर से अपने आप आएगा. अभी बिना वो जर्नी लिए यहीं बैठे हुए अगर सिर्फ ग्रेटिट्यूड करते रहोगे, अगर सिर्फ एफर्मेशन करते रहोगे, सिर्फ मेडिटेशन करते रहोगे, तो कहीं नहीं पहुंचने वाले.
Yeah. Yeah.
क्योंकि वो नहीं है दवाई, वो गलत दवाई है.
Hmm.
So there is no practice of gratitude. Gratitude will organically come out of you. मतलब उसके अलावा कुछ और आएगा ही नहीं. There is no practice. You will just feel that. You will be in that zone. Practicing means effort. Practicing means कि अभी बैठ के ये करना है.
Practicing is not on the surface level. It is definitely going deep and then forgiving, because sometimes we have to choose the path and try to make baby steps on that and then think more on it. Just directly वहां पे जा तो नहीं सकते हैं, right?
पर वो होगा नहीं ना, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. So आप कर लो, करके देख लो. So I am not stopping you from trying. So please try it. तो ट्राई करने के बाद थोड़ा अपने आप को जैसे टाइम स्केल दे देना कि मैं 2 महीने या 3 महीने ट्राई करके देखती हूँ. सो 2 महीने 3 महीने देखिए, करो आप, और फिर 3 महीने के बाद बताओ कि हुआ क्या. होगा नहीं, क्योंकि यू आर स्टिल फोकसिंग कि मेरे को डीप में जाके उनको फॉरगिव करना है. आप अभी भी उनको क्या करना है उसके ऊपर देख रहे हो कि
Correct.
मेरे को उनके लिए ग्रेटिट्यूड जगाना है, मेरे को उनको फॉरगिव करना है. पर
Hmm.
आपको इसमें क्या लेसन मिला? लाइक इज दैट समथिंग यू. सो इफ यू से कि बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पर्सन आई हैव नाउ बिकम एन इंडिपेंडेंट वुमन, I am now becoming, I can now set healthy boundaries, I can see red flags, I can now very much जैसे ही कुछ होता है तो I can put my voice without being aggressive and can be very assertive and all that. आपके अंदर वो चीजें आई क्या? अगर कोई भी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आपके अंदर नहीं आई है और all you are doing is going deep only to find a space where you can go in that space and start forgiving the other person or start feeling gratitude for that other person, होगा नहीं.
Yeah.
तो ये चीजें ना आने दो, ये चीजें करो नहीं. मैं ये आपको बता रहा हूँ कि आप जब उस पॉइंट पे पहुंचते हो ना, तो ये चीजें कुछ हो, ये अपने आप अंदर से निकल के आती है, क्योंकि इसके अलावा कुछ और आपके अंदर से आएगा ही नहीं.
Hmm.
You will be so rested and so calm
Hmm.
कि आपको इसके अलावा कुछ और आएगा ही नहीं. आपके मुंह से, आपके मन से कुछ और निकलेगा ही नहीं. आप ट्राई भी करोगे ना, अगर उसके बारे में कुछ गलत सोचने का या कुछ गलत बोलने का ना, आप ट्राई भी करोगे तो भी नहीं कर पाओगे.
Yeah. True
क्योंकि
that.
आपको वो ना जेन्युइन नहीं लगेगा, आपको वो ना बनावटी लगेगा, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि पर मैं क्यों, व्हाई एम आई ट्राइंग टू फॉरगिव दिस पर्सन, इसने तो मेरे ऊपर बहुत बड़ा उपकार किया है. इसमें फॉरगिव करने वाली बात क्या है? दिस इज अ पर्सन हु शोड मी अ मिरर. This is something which I was always running away from. I saw a mirror because of this person. I took this step of working on myself and healing my wounds and all that. तो जब वो इंसान आपको इतना आके इतना अच्छा गिफ्ट देके गया है, कोई आपको गिफ्ट देके जाता है तो आप फॉरगिव करते हो क्या उनको गिफ्ट देने के लिए? इट डजंट इवन मेक ग्रामेटिकल सेंस. वो लॉजिक ही नहीं. आपको कोई बर्थडे पे आपको आके गिफ्ट देता है तो आप फॉरगिव करते हो क्या उनको, या थैंक्स बोलते हो? तो आप इसमें गिफ्ट देख ही नहीं रहे हो ना. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. गिफ्ट
Yeah.
दिखा ही नहीं है ना अभी तक. वो गिफ्ट दिखेगा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल जर्नी कंप्लीट करने के बाद. जब तक वो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जर्नी खत्म नहीं करोगे ना करके, तब तक आप गिफ्ट देखने की कोशिश करते रहोगे. आपको ये पता है कि इसमें कुछ कहीं ना कहीं गिफ्ट है और मुझे ना देखना है, तो आप उसमें ना बहुत एफर्ट्स डालोगे. और जब भी आप एफर्ट्स डालोगे, जब भी आप डिगिन करोगे, डिगिन का मतलब आप पास्ट मेमोरीज में जाओगे, कुछ जाओगे, आप कर नहीं पाओगे. यू विल गेट अगेन स्वेड बाय द मेमोरी. फिर से वो चीजें ताजा हो जाएंगी, फिर से वो वोन्स ताजा हो जाएंगे. तो आप करने के लिए डिगिन भी करोगे, गड़े मुर्दे उखाड़ोगे भी, तो वो आपको पेन ही देने वाले.
True that. Yeah.
हाँ.
Thanks, Akarma. Yeah, that answers my question.
Yeah. One small thing I wanted to add, just, I remembered it after listening to Lata. So, Osho gives a very beautiful example all the time. So, if you take two flowers in your hand, एक असली फ्लावर है and एक कागज का फूल है, that's how he says it. तो सिर्फ कागज का फूल ही है which can, stay forever. जो असली फूल है, वो तो उसका तो नेचर ही ऐसा है that it is born and it, dies, right? So the thing is that the only thing you can hold on to is the kagaz ka phool, and the kagaz ka phool is made by us. It's not something which is naturally, there with us. So many a times we keep holding on to it, is like, holding on to that kagaz ka phool, right? And saying that it remains refreshed, because कागज का फूल तो कभी खराब नहीं होता, it's always fresh, right? But the thing is that कि वो कागज का फूल है, it's not a real flower. And real flower को हम कितनी भी कोशिश कर लें, वो तो होता है और चला जाता है. It's like passing things. So yeah, that's just something I remembered after listening to Lata. Yeah, Lata, you're saying something?
No, Anamika. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Mittal's
Others?
hand up.
Yeah.
Mittal's hand. A few people have got their hand up. So Mittal, you are first. So go ahead.
Hi, Karma and Anamika. Hi. Thank you so much
Hi.
to both of you and everybody for sharing all this amazing knowledge. Am I audible properly?
Yes, you are.
You are.
Yes. Thank you. So yes, so about this topic of letting go. When I actually think about this thing about letting go, I often feel that there are it, it's very selective. Maybe naturally also that there are few things which I can let go. There are few things which I cannot. And uh, when I observe, there could be the things which I haven't let go. It could be very smaller things than the one which I've actually forgotten. So I often wonder. I mean, what could be the reason behind this? Things like you mentioned about forgiving people, and also the very beautiful perspectives of thanking that person or that situation, that because of that thing or that event I have transformed, or that life taught me this lesson. I mean, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't work. So even when I think that some days that, oh, how did I let go these things? जब मैं सोचता हूँ ऐसा, then I could be, I don't know, but these are just in retrospect my opinion. If I feel probably I I got occupied into new goals, new passion, or new way of thinking. So when I think that of that situation, oh, मतलब, I actually laugh on me. कितना छोटा चीज था, you were not forgetting this. So somewhere I feel that maybe due to that new things, new passion, new activities, or new goals, new avenues, then the thinking develops. You transformed into a new person, and then you laugh at that old person that this was such a small thing, that why were you stick to that? But having said, there are smaller things and that also that you cannot let go. So that I don't know. So that's what I want to share and or ask.
Hmm. Same answer for you, that the process works. If the process is not working, then there is a good chance that you made mistake in executing that process somewhere. So that's what I can say. The process itself would work. अगर वो नहीं हो रहा है तो शायद पूरी तरह से you have not looked at your insecurities, your fears. And the funny part of this is that if you're trying to do this DIY, there's a good chance that you will not be able to. Why? Because the kind of questions that you need to ask, the hard questions that you need to ask yourself, you wouldn't even know. what are those questions that I need to ask in order to get to that the root of this thing. Um, that's where most people get stuck. The mind that creates the problem can't solve the problem, because if it could, then it would not have created that problem in the first place. So you wouldn't know कि हाँ मुझे पूछना क्या है अपने आप से. What is the question that I should be asking? And another part is sometimes if we take help from family, friends, or people that we know, they are afraid to ask difficult questions to you as well, even if they would know that this is a question they need to ask you, because they don't want in their relationship. They don't want to upset you, angry you, or whatever the case is. So usually we don't get that kind of support from people close to us for various reasons. शायद उनकी कैपेबिलिटी नहीं होगी, स्किल्स नहीं होंगे टू आस्क दोस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन, या अगर होंगे तो दे आर वरीड कि that will ruin the relationship. So we just keep going into a DIY mode, and we miss the mark because we can't. We just it's not possible. So you have to use a mediation to rely on another person, give control to that other person, and ask them. You ask me the question. You should only be answering. You should not be asking. You should not be worrying about what questions to ask. Your job is to answer the question. So find the right kind of place, right kind of people that can help you to ask those questions. And as I'm saying, that our objective of these calls is mostly to make people aware of these. Our objective is not that you have to come and work with us only. And you can join our Unstuck Yourself workshop. That is where we are asking those hard questions that others have not asked you. You can do that. There's the next level that we are doing. We have converted that into a 4 parts process. If you have completed Unstuck Yourself, then take the next step. There is a second level workshop which is about going more deep into this. If you're already aware of your attachment styles, then the next thing that you need to work on is where are those attachment styles formed. Attachment styles are something which are superficial behavior that we become aware of. आज ही हम कर रहे थे वर्कशॉप एंड आई वाज टेकिंग दिस एग्जांपल कि आपके पेट में दर्द अगर हो रहा है तो आपको उसकी अवेयरनेस है कि मेरे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है. अटैचमेंट स्टाइल्स आर लाइक दैट. So we ask you certain questions and you become aware that this is my style. This is my style of responding. So you are already aware of that, but it's just that we give you a language now. एक terminology हमने दे दी है कि you operating from anxious preoccupied or fearful avoidant or dismissive avoidant or combination of these. So you have a language, a terminology जिससे हम convert कर सकते हैं. आप देख सकते हो these are models created in 1960s. ये हमने नहीं create किया है. These exist. These are being used in the industry. तो ये मॉडल्स यूज करने से हमको एक लैंग्वेज आ जाती है अपनी बात को रखने समझाने के लिए. तो इट्स लाइक दैट. बट ये तो पेट का दर्द है, आप अवेयर हो, लेकिन आपको ये थोड़ी पता है कि पेट का दर्द क्यों हो रहा है. यू कुड हैव एन अल्सर, यू कुड हैव गैस, यू कुड हैव कैंसर, यू कुड हैव 100 डिफरेंट रीजन कि पेट में दर्द हो रहा है. तो आपका ये अटैचमेंट स्टाइल जो आया है, दिस इज अ लर्न बिहेवियर. दिस इज समथिंग वी लर्न फ्रॉम आवर एनवायरनमेंट. अब ये आया कहाँ से, इसकी प्रोबिंग करने की भी जरूरत है. वो और ज्यादा इंटेंसिव लेवल के क्वेश्चन होते हैं. तो जो ये क्वेश्चन पूछे इस वाली वर्कशॉप में, उससे और ज्यादा डीपर क्वेश्चन और ज्यादा क्वेश्चन. सो दिस वाज ओनली 2 hours, दैट इज अ 4 hour वर्कशॉप. टेक्स मोर टाइम, क्योंकि नाउ वी आर गोइंग इनटू एन एरिया जहां आप पहले कभी गए नहीं थे. those questions nobody asks, you never ask those questions, you never. तो उन क्वेश्चंस को आंसर करने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. So you can follow that process. You can create your own process. You can take help from someone you feel कि this person has done this and all that. ये करने की जरूरत है. You need to focus on answering the questions, not creating the question. जो हो नहीं पाएगा, इसीलिए घूमते रहोगे. इसलिए लगेगा कि मैंने कर लिया लेकिन थोड़ा हो गया, थोड़ा नहीं, अभी बचा है, वो रहेगा ही. Is this answering your question?
Yes, I think that makes sense. Uh, Getting into deeper and knowing about knowing you yourself, knowing about how, where, why, and all these things. So I think
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
it actually
How are these
जड़ से
formed? So,
शायद निकल सकता है.
हाँ, इनसिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल कोई बच्चा पैदा नहीं होता है इनसिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल लेके, बन जाते हैं हम एनवायरनमेंट में एंड लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड ऑल दैट, हम वैसे बन जाते हैं। तो हमें अवेयरनेस इस चीज़ की तो आ गई, अब हमारे पास एक लैंग्वेज तो आ गई बताने के लिए। अगर आपको मान लो डायबिटीज है, आपको शुरू शुरू में आप किसी डॉक्टर के पास जाओगे तो आपको नहीं पता होगा कि आपको डायबिटीज है, यू विल ओनली बी अवेयर ऑफ द सिम्टम्स। सो लेट्स से वन ऑफ द सिम्टम्स इज कि यू आर गोइंग फ्रीक्वेंटली टू द टॉयलेट, तो यू विल ओनली बी अवेयर and you will see कि हाँ ये नॉर्मल नहीं है, आई डिडंट यूज्ड टू गो टू द टॉयलेट दिस मच एंड नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू द टॉयलेट वेरी रेगुलरली, तो कुछ तो इशू है, तो यू विल गो टू द डॉक्टर। तो वो डॉक्टर आपको बताएगा कि हाँ मुझे लग रहा है कि ये है। अभी क्या, अगर उसने आपको बताया कि आपको डायबिटीज है, अब आपके पास एक लैंग्वेज आ गई अपनी प्रॉब्लम को आगे डिस्कस करने के लिए, या एक ट्रैक पकड़ लिया, ठीक है। पर डायबिटीज है तो डायबिटीज के तो 50 रीजन हो सकते हैं आने के। किस रीजन से डायबिटीज आया, इज इट हेरिडिटरी, इज इट योर लाइफ स्टाइल, इज इट योर फूड हैबिट्स, इज इट व्हाट इज इट। तो जब तक आप और डीप में जाके उन चीजों को नहीं देखोगे, उन चीजों को रिजॉल्व नहीं करोगे, तो डायबिटीज की दवाई ऊपर से खाते रहो, और क्या है, अंदर अंदर आपका लाइफस्टाइल तो वैसा ही चल रहा है जैसा चल रहा है, नथिंग हैज चेंज। ये जैसे ओ अच्छा पता चल गया डायबिटीज हो गई है तो मेरे को दवाई दे दो, तो वो होलिस्टिक अप्रोच नहीं है ना। तो हमको पूरा नीचे तक जाके देखना है ना कि क्या रीजन से आपको ये चीज डेवलप हुई है, उनको भी चेंज करने की जरूरत है। तो वो तो हम गए नहीं नीचे, तो हमें बस इनसिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल पता चल गया, हम वहीं रुक गए। अच्छा अभी पता चल गया, पर क्यों आया, कैसे फॉर्म हुए, फिक्स क्या करना है? तो हीलिंग करने के लिए, इन चीज़ों से निकलने के लिए पहले प्रॉपर डायग्नोसिस करने की ज़रूरत होती है। बिना डायग्नोसिस के सॉल्व क्या करना है यहाँ पे? अभी तो हमें पता ही नहीं है कि प्रॉब्लम डीप कितनी है, कहाँ तक है। पेड़ को अगर जड़ से नहीं उखाड़ोगे, बस ऊपर से ही काट दोगे, तो वो फिर बढ़ जाएगा थोड़े टाइम में। जड़ें तो उसकी वहीं की वहीं हैं। अब बस आपने पेड़ को काट दिया तो अभी आपको पेड़ दिख नहीं रहा है, तो इसका मतलब कि पेड़ खत्म। 5-6 महीने में वो फिर उग जाएगा, फिर आ जाएगा। तो आप इतने एफर्ट्स करते रहोगे, फिर देखोगे कि आई गॉट स्टक इन द सेम थिंग अगेन, अब फिर से हो गया, आई गॉट बैक, तो हो गई। पेड़ कहीं गया थोड़ी है, आपने बस काट दिया, आपको दिख नहीं रहा है, तो आपको लगा खत्म हो गया। उसको जड़ से निकालना है, उसकी जड़ों तक जाके उसको खोद के पूरा निकालना है बाहर की कितनी डीप है, ये कहाँ तक जा रही है। जड़ को पॉइजन करना है, पेड़ को नहीं काटना है। पेड़ पेड़ जड़ों से उसको पॉइजन कर दिया तो पेड़ खत्म, then it's done। तो उतनी लेवल की प्रोबिंग के लिए थोड़ी एक्सपर्टीज तो चाहिए रहेगी ना। आप जिसके साथ भी काम करोगे उसको इतनी लेवल की एक्सपर्टीज तो चाहिए रहेगी कि वो आपसे उस तरह के क्वेश्चन पूछ सके और आपको उस लेवल पे लाके वो दिखा सके कि ये है, ये रूट कॉजेज हैं, यहाँ पे अटके हो। So either you build that expertise, you do the reading and all that, and I say this thing कि आप रीडिंग करके नॉलेज एक्वायर कर लोगे, और मान लो आपको सब नॉलेज आ भी गई, पर एक्सपीरियंस कहाँ से लोगे? एक्सपीरियंस के लिए तो टाइम चाहिए ही ना। तो अपने ऊपर ही हिट एंड ट्रायल करोगे ना, सारी नॉलेज आने के बाद भी अपने ऊपर ही हिट एंड ट्रायल करोगे। तो एक्सपीरियंस का तो कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं है, नॉलेज का तो शॉर्टकट है। नॉलेज के लिए तो पढ़ सकते हो, बुक्स पढ़ सकते हो, गूगल कर सकते हो, यूट्यूब देख सकते हो, नॉलेज आ गई। नाउ व्हाट, हाउ डू यू नो कि व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू अप्लाई इज फॉर यू? वहां तो सब जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन है, बुक्स तो सभी पढ़ रहे, तो मेडिकल की बुक्स तो सभी लोग पढ़ते हैं, तो डॉक्टर, लेकिन हर इंडिविजुअल पेशेंट को देख के डिसाइड करता है ना कि इसके साथ क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है। बुक्स तो सेम है, उसकी इंटरप्रिटेशन तो अलग होती है ना। तो वो तो एक्सपीरियंस से ही आता है ना।
Yes, absolutely. I mean, uh, th- this analogy is actually fascinating. The especially the diabetes example जो आपने दिया हो. So in fact, I think I happened to listen to one of your recordings. I haven't heard entire thing, but just 40 minutes around. I think it's a 2 hour thing, but I haven't finished entire thing. But you've given the same examples in that. Probably a couple of weeks back, you
Hmm.
I have not attended the session, but that's a very a system oriented, which convincing you, how do you आपको कैसे एक process बनाना है, और a proper thing to resolve this. This analogy is really very, it makes a lot of sense. So I completely
हाँ,
agree with that. Thanks for sharing.
क्योंकि
Yeah.
some of these examples which I've been taking lately, और आज भी हमारी अब तक workshop हुई थी, and I was taking these examples कि some of these examples we all understand. जैसे अभी मैं एक और example लूंगा, and you will see कि in your day to day life you guys are already doing it. लेकिन जब हम इमोशनल ब्लॉक्स या इमोशनल प्रॉब्लम्स की बात करते हैं तो यू डू कंप्लीटली ब्लॉक इट। ऐसे फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर यू आर चॉपिंग अ फ्रूट और समथिंग, और आपने गलती से अपना हाथ काट लिया, आपको ब्लड आने लग गया, डीप कट लग गया, ब्लड आने लग गया। अभी लेट्स से आई कम टू यू एंड आई से ओके डोंट गो, डोंट वरी, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, आई हैव अ वेरी गुड मेडिटेशन, सो आई से व्हाई डोंट यू सिट इन दिस मेडिटेशन, बड़ा अच्छा लगेगा आपको। तो यू आर गोइंग टू लुक एट मी अप डाउन कि वो ये क्या बकवास है, और आपको मैं बोलूँ अरे नहीं नहीं जर्नलिंग करो, नहीं नहीं होपनो ओपनो करो, बहुत अच्छा रहेगा, फॉरगिव द नाइफ। तो आप मेरे को देख के तो ऊपर नीचे देखोगे ना कि क्या बकवास चल रही है। तो यू नो कि हाथ कटा है तो डॉक्टर के पास जाना है और इसको पहले ठीक करना है, ये हमें पता है, ये हम करते हैं। But at the same time, when we are going through all these life experiences, these turmoils where we are experiencing all these problems, emotional wounds, emotional traumas and all that, उसके लिए हम नहीं करते, उसके लिए हम सीधा जाके मेडिटेशन में बैठ जाते, जर्नलिंग करने लगते, दोस्तों के साथ जाके मिलते हैं कि अच्छा लगेगा। अच्छा क्यों लगवाना है आपको, ठीक करना है, अच्छा लगवाना है। तो हम कंप्लीटली ऑपोजिट चीज करते हैं, और फिर वो जब वर्क नहीं करती है तो देन वी गोइंग इन 5 साल से मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं, कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, फिर से वो ट्रिगर कैसे होगा, वूंड तो ब्लीड कर रहा है, आप मेडिटेशन में बैठे हो, वो और वर्स हुए जा रहा है, यू हैवंट अटेंडेड इट, तो कैसे होगा। ये चीजें हम अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में फिजिकल एग्जांपल में इसलिए ले रहा हूँ क्योंकि हम ये समझते हैं, ये सब चीज हम करते हैं। बट जब इमोशनल वुंड्स की बात आती है तो हम बिल्कुल ही ऑपोजिट चीजें कर देते हैं, और हमें दिख भी रहा है कि वो वर्क नहीं कर रहा है, पर फिर भी हम किए जा रहे हैं कि शायद हम कुछ गलत कर रहे होंगे, शायद और एफर्ट्स लगाने पड़ेंगे, और जोर से मेडिटेशन करके, और भी हमें लोग बताते हैं हाँ हाँ कोई बात नहीं अभी बैठो, तो ये बहुत टाइम लगता है इसको करने में, और ज़्यादा एफर्ट्स लगाओ और कुछ करो, थोड़ा और ये जोर से ये करो, हो जाएगा, मुझे भी बहुत टाइम लगा था, ऐसा। तो हम फिर उसमें लग जाते हैं, तो हम क्वेश्चन ही नहीं करते अपनी अप्रोच को कि ये हम कर क्या रहे, क्यों खेल रहे हैं इतना अपने साथ।
So true. Yeah. बिल्कुल सही बात है. It's like a very general thing. एक person
Nikhil,
is
your voice is
I'm
very faint,
sorry. Yeah, I think
can't hear you.
I
Yeah.
I I said it's completely true. It's like general medicine for every people. That doesn't work in life. Like you need something customized for your own self. I mean, that's what the message I get.
हाँ हाँ,
Thanks for again for
तो
sharing your perspective. It makes a
no
lot of
problem,
sense.
thanks
Thank you,
Nikhil.
Karma.
Seema, your hand is up.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to what you are saying, Karma. And by with my experience, I can say to everybody here is that I've been to a place where I went into a toxic relationship and was just clinging on to it because my attachment was coming from an insecure attachment style, which I was not aware. So when I broke up with that guy, I wasted my good 3 months time, which I could have like done in something productive that I feel now that I wasted. Maybe that was a way God wants me to go through my journey. But I wasted my time, and then, So after 3 months, again, I wasted at least my 6 damn months on first going through the blame that was on me. First, I started blaming myself, then I was blaming him, then there was a lot of anger. So, what a karma is saying, I have met some people from uh, different backgrounds where they suggested me to do some meditation. Like Lata was sharing, gratitude, seekna padega. But you know what started happening was I used to question them and I used to, because I'm a curious person, I used to ask कि मेरे को इतना गुस्सा आ रहा है आप मुझे उससे forgive करने के लिए कह रहे हो. I'm not able to do it because I'm not able to justify my emotions right now. I am really angry. What he did to me was cheating, this and that. I was coming more from all kind of emotions, but you are telling me to forgive at a time where I'm not able to, and letting go was a very big thing at that time. And then again, giving gratitude to that person. So it looked like, what are you saying to me? I mean, are you like crazy? So I left them. And, I kept searching what to do. Anger आ रहा है समझ ही नहीं आ रहा मतलब ऐसे गुड 1 साल मेरा पूरा वेस्ट गया है इसमें ऐसे करते करते. Then when I joined Anamify and when a karma on in the clarity call was focusing so much on the attachment style, that was something inside me also saying that something is there in the attachment style that he's telling me again and again to do it. So when I did, immediately I got my all answers that why I'm not even able to let go my toxic relationships and so attracted to the people who are not there only for me, unavailable. So the blame stopped. The first thing got tick. Like, okay, the blaming is stopped because it is coming from my unhealed self and there is no fun. Then from attachment styles, I started, stepping ahead, feeling little better. Then again, certain things surfaced, and I was like, now what to do? Like, then I did my unstuck journey with them. Then I moved forward. Then I came to the subconscious level, which has like shaken me in a way that I was thinking कि अभी तो heal हो गया, अभी तो कुछ problem नहीं आने वाला, कुछ नहीं हो रहा. But then I realized that healing also takes in steps, and so is your letting go, because you cannot let go things when you are like not in that space and time. And then once you are healing yourself, you're able to forgive people. First of all, you have to forgive yourself, maybe behaving in a certain way or saying something bad to somebody and asking or thinking something for them bad. And yes, gratitude comes naturally to you because you realize that they were just showing you the mirror. They were not like doing this out of their some agenda, hidden agenda, unless it's something like people do that, but still you come to know that, oh, this was coming because of this. So then you don't have to learn forgiveness, you don't have to learn gratitude. So like a karma was saying, I can resonate it with very much because yes, gratitude. अब मैं चाहकर भी ना, अगर मुझे गुस्सा भी आ रहा होगा ना उस पे, because that is coming from my ego mind and I know from where it is coming. But वो चाहकर भी I cannot think bad about him. But I always have one thing that thank God that he came and I could, start my healing journey. And thank God that he showed me certain things. I would have been circling more years on this earth doing this. So ultimately, what I realized, healing खुद की करनी है. तो सब कुछ खुद का ही करना है तो why not waste time on my own self than blaming others or thinking. Because yes, I used to participate a lot in open mics. Then I realized open mics are not helping me. I mean, open mic में आओ बात करती हूँ मैं सब कुछ करती हूँ but कुछ हो नहीं रहा. So I was like, something has to be done. Then I started eating a karma Anamika's head that मुझे I want to do it. Tell me how should I do it. So I believe me when I say it, it's difficult, it's very chaotic, but when you start doing it, you know, oh my God, what it's so beautiful because gratitude is something that has not to be learned. It's just so naturally flows from you, whether it's for any person or anybody. So I still come to these calls because every time, whether I've been like continuously healing myself, but something every time these calls gives me something new, maybe a new perspective to see certain things, maybe some new more pointers to understand. Oh, okay, this is left. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Thank you, Karma and Anamika.
Thanks, Vinay. Yes, this is wonderful because um, healing is not a done thing. So um, when you take a transformation journey and you transform and you see the beauty in what kind of person you have become, so the whole thing around healing, which looks like efforts right now, which looks like कि अभी काम करना पड़ेगा और ये सब, which I understand. हम सब उस स्टेज से निकले हैं कि वो ऐसा लगता है क्योंकि ये है ना, ये सिचुएशन आ गई है, लोग हमारे लाइफ में आ गए और हमें लगता है कि वाई 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 दिस इज हैपनिंग टू मी, मैंने ऐसा क्या किया, तो वाई डू आई डिजर्व टू बी इन रिलेशनशिप लाइक दिस एंड ऑल दैट. नेचुरल है वो क्वेश्चन नेचुरल है, तो इट्स फाइन. सो वो आ रहे हैं क्वेश्चंस तो इट्स ओके, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. सबको आते हैं, हमको भी आए थे. लेकिन जब हम इस रास्ते से एक बार निकल जाते हैं ना, और व्हाट द काइंड ऑफ पर्सन दैट वी हैव बिकम, तो यू फील कि फिर रुकना क्यों है. दिस दिस इज सच अ नाइस थिंग. दिस बिकम्स योर लाइफस्टाइल. आपको अगर लेट्स से कि आप मतलब डायबिटीज का एग्जांपल लेके चलते हैं, डायबिटीज के लिए आपको मालूम पड़ गया कि आपकी फूड हैबिट्स की वजह से आपको डायबिटीज हो रहा था. लेट्स से कि आपने, क्योंकि इन मेनी केसेस डायबिटीज इज रिवर्सिबल. So let's say you fix your lifestyle, you start eating healthy food, you start exercising, और आपकी डायबिटीज खत्म हो गई. अब आपको इंसुलिन पे नहीं जाना पड़ रहा है, मेडिकेशन नहीं लेनी पड़ रही. तो जिस दिन आपको डॉक्टर ने बोला कि अभी आपका शुगर लेवल तो नेचुरली सही है, तो उस दिन आप छोड़ दोगे क्या वो सब करना कि अब तो हो गया, तो काम कंप्लीट, अब आई विल गो बैक टू दैट. आप चाह के भी नहीं जा पाओगे क्योंकि इतने दिन में आप चेंज हो चुके हो और आपको उस चीज की इम्पोर्टेंस समझ में आ गई. और वो काम पहले शुरू शुरू में काम लग रहा था कि अब स्पेशल टाइप की ग्रोसरीज करनी पड़ेंगी, स्पेशल टाइप्स की रेसिपीज सीखनी पड़ेंगी, ये बनाना पड़ेगा, ये करना पड़ेगा, ऐसे करना पड़ेगा. वो काम लग रहा है, बिल्कुल सही है, वो लगेगा, वो होता है, वो नेचुरल है, क्योंकि नोबडी लाइक्स चेंज. We are set in certain ways in our lives and nobody likes it, including us. We don't. But we have to keep an eye on the cost. What is the cost of doing it and what is the cost of not doing it? Both ways it's costing you. Not taking the action is also costing you. Staying the same is also costing you. So are we focused on that? What is the cost that we are paying for not taking the action? तो एफर्ट्स हैं और वो करने ही पड़ेंगे. वो वी जस्ट हैव टू कम टू टर्म्स विद दैट थिंग. और वो जितना भी टाइम लगता है उतना टाइम लगता है, पर उसके अलावा ऑप्शन नहीं है, क्योंकि लाइफ इज ऑलरेडी ब्रॉट टू यू टू दैट पॉइंट वेयर अब आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है इंस्टेड ऑफ गेटिंग अप एंड डू समथिंग अबाउट इट, क्योंकि थिंग्स आर रॉटिंग, थिंग्स आर डिटीरियोरेटिंग by not taking action, and they will continue to rot and they will continue to deteriorate. तो वो ऐसे ही चलेगा. अब हमें वो पसंद आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा, उसके आगे बात निकल चुकी है. अब वो हमारी पसंद प्रेफरेंस के ऊपर है ही नहीं. अब वो चीजें, अब मुझे डायबिटीज हो गई है तो अब हो गई है, अब मुझे पसंद आया या नहीं आया ये मैटर ही नहीं करता है. क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है, क्योंकि अब हो गया है. अब बस ये क्वेश्चन है कि when will I be ready to start taking care of my health and when will I start doing what I'm supposed to do. तो जब मैं वो करना शुरू करूंगा तो शुरू में तो एफर्ट्स लगेंगे, शुरू में तो बहुत दिक्कत आएगी और बहुत गुस्सा भी आएगा कि मेरे को ऐसा क्यों करना पड़ रहा है. अभी सुबह सुबह उठ के एक्सरसाइज करनी है, ये करना, अभी इसके लिए भी टाइम निकालना है, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. घर में 4 लोग हैं तो सबके लिए अलग अलग खाना बनाना है, ये भी करना. बिल्कुल है नॉन एक्नॉलेजिंग दैट. ऑप्शन नहीं है ना, लेकिन कोई, तो वो करना ही पड़ेगा, चाहे रो धो के करना पड़े, कैसे भी करना पड़ेगा, वो करना ही पड़ेगा. लेकिन वो करने के बाद, कुछ टाइम करने के बाद, यू स्टार्ट टू सी द ब्यूटीफुल साइड ऑफ इट, द कोलैटरल ब्यूटी ऑफ इट, कि इस ट्रेजेडी में भी ये ब्यूटीफुल चीज निकल के आई है. जब वो रिजॉल्व हो जाता है तो हम वी डोंट गो बैक टू द सेम थिंग एंड से अच्छा अभी अब आई गो बैक टू ईटिंग जंक फूड एंड आई गो स्टार्ट नॉट एक्सरसाइजिंग एंड ऑल दैट. होता नहीं. व्हेन वी कंटिन्यू ऑन दैट जर्नी बिकॉज वी सी द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ इट, फिर रुकना क्यों है, फिर वी विल कंटिन्यू ना, वी कंटिन्यू टू कीप इम्प्रूविंग मोर. तो फोकस जब उस चीज पे आ जाता है ना, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पे, तो लाइफ सेट होती है. फोकस जब तक एफर्ट्स पे रहेगा ना कि ये करना पड़ेगा, ये ऐसा होगा, तब तक होगा नहीं. I don't have anything else to add to this. Anybody else has any questions or anything to say? I don't have anything further to say. Anamika, anyone else? If nothing more to say, then we can wrap up the call also.
No, nothing to add from my side as well.
All right. Okay. So, guys, if nobody has anything else to say or add, then let's wrap up the call. Last call. Anyone? Anything? Okay. So, thanks everyone. Thanks for attending the call today. I hope that you got the points that you were looking for. We'll upload the recording. And see you next week on the call.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening. Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Karma,
Bye.
Namika.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Seema, for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.